morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon. Don't give me copyright flag though.
No. You can cut this out.
I sounded like a zombie.
Oh.
Just.
Yeah, in order to grow, you gotta have like some kind of goals.
People go through stuff, you take a hit within your company, within your personal life or whatever. And the thing about that is always fighting through it. You always got to fight through it no matter what. You know what I mean? So.
For sure.
You got to jump through the hurdles like Saquon would.
That's
going to go viral. Watch.
Mic check 1 2 recording.
Yeah.
Bet. Camera's leaning sideways a little bit. I gotta fix that real quick.
There you go.
That'll save me 20 minutes later in post. Save me 20 minutes later in post, just fixing the camera a little bit right there. I should leave that in the edit too.
A little bit.
So what's up, man?
What's up with you, man?
Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Whatever time you're listening in, wherever you're listening from. Shout out to the Google listenership, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube if you're watching in.
Mm-hmm.
Say what's up.
What's
Got the
up?
multicam setup we were just talking about a little bit earlier. I have the pleasure of bringing you today multifaceted entrepreneur, creative, musician, clothing designer. I mean, there's many different outlets that creativity hits. And
Thank you.
It's interesting because there's a philosophy behind it all. When I first saw you on, it was either Phases Joint or DJ Focus podcast.
It might have been either one. I think I was on Focus first.
Right. So yeah, I think I heard of you and New High through that.
Yeah.
And saw, okay, they're doing some stuff, followed on, and now I'm with one of your tens of thousands of followers on the social platform and stuff. So I wanted to delve into who is not the character, you know what I mean? Not the persona, but really the mastermind creative behind it.
The man behind the myth. Yeah, I dig it. Well, you already know it's Bo. Bo Proctor, Proctor Valley the Dawn. Yeah, my name is Michael. I got a creative spirit and a hustler spirit, man. I just go out to get it. For real. I don't like getting told no. So if you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna try to prove you wrong. And that's just my push.
That's what's definitely up. It's been like probably going on a year since we tried to get on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just with different things going on. You were promoting something back then. I said, man, I'm booked up right now. I can't get you in for that project, but let's definitely keep in touch. And you've switched lanes since then. Mm-hmm. I mean, is the content creation the main thing now?
I mean,
it takes up most of your focus?
Not really. The content creation is the fun aspect of it. I'm just playing around on social media at the end of the day. I have fun with it. I do what I do.
Nah, there's more of a strategy than just having fun with it. Like if that's what
I learned about it. If
that's what we want to push and that's what we want to tell them. But
I definitely check it out. I wanted to push my music. That was my main focus. Pushing my music, pushing the aspect that I make hip hop. You know what I mean? But then that became what the world is today. Like a lot of the things that you would push through hip hop gets pushed on platforms like podcasts or like, different type of content, reels or videos and stuff like that. So it was like, all right, I need to find my way of doing that or recreating what people do and throwing my sauce in there. So that's where it started, and just finding that algorithm and finding where it breaks and finding the way to go about continuing that is what I've been doing. Definitely so. But Yeah, no, I'd say that's just mentally a side thing, man. I'd rather do things in the physical. Like I said, music is my passion, so I'm always gonna start with music. The clothing right now has been a very good heavy side push that I've been on right now. So
Well, let's plug the clothing. If you're listening, we're only about 4 or 5 minutes in. Switch to the YouTube, man. Just watch this one, man. Bo is image. Bo is image. You gotta watch this one. So you made this?
Yeah, definitely. So this is Legacy Brand, www.legacystorebrand.com, legacybrandstore.com. I did it
Legacy
again.
Brand Store.
Yes, www.legacybrandstore.com. So this is a custom design that I made. It's legacy written over my handprint, or a handprint that is your print to your legacy. So yeah, definitely. Everybody is here to leave a legacy. That's how I see it. We're all here to leave our mark on the world. We're all here to leave our imprint on our region, on, where we're from. So my legacy will be remembered some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
Fashion.
We gotta hope for a little bit.
Right.
I don't think too much about what this show, like I don't want to say I take it for granted, but there's legacy in telling the stories of people in the area, and to reach an international audience for people that are ultimately local. We've had people from all over, and we've had people of different walks of life, but for the most part, I don't think that people are going to be listening. You get caught up in the world nowadays where everything is like 3 days and then it's ancient.
Yeah.
So you think, who's going to listen to this? But when I do check the numbers, it's like, oh, they're picking up that video from half of my views in the last week or two were not from the newest episode. They're from older stuff. So you start to think, okay, people are going to be listening to these for a while.
Yeah. It lives forever. If you think about it, like, all right, so the things that I remember growing up on, the music or the videos that I remember, World Star. World Star was a thing growing up, right? World Star still lives today. In some realm, you could still find a World Star video. That's their legacy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I Will Not Lose podcast will live way further than where you see it. That'll be your legacy that you leaving behind. You know what I mean? And then the beauty about your podcast is that you get other people up like myself to tell their legacy and
It's like
leave that behind as well.
It's like a whole web of legacies. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
But for the audio listeners checking in, Bo has a light gray. It's like not like a jumpsuit. What fabric is that?
This is the same fabric as a Nike Tech. So if you're into the Nike Techs, then you'll definitely be into the Legacy Tech.
It's got a white text legacy and a script written over a black handprint. The whole hoodie is light gray and black. So that's dope. Does that have a hood coming up on it, or is it like
yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's got like the little neck, kind of like this shirt that I have on.
Yeah.
That's dope. I just got a Tommy Hilfiger something or another. But maybe I could get you to put some gear together for the show, man.
Oh, I
do
definitely got you.
Drop for special episodes we have going up. So the music, the clothing, what's the relation there in terms of, is it just a creative outlet?
That was a good question. All right. So with the music, it was my heavy push, and I wanted to create a legacy and put other people from the Lehigh Valley on. So I created an album called Legacy Music. Legacy Music did what it did. I put it out about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago, but it did what it did, and I felt like continuing that push. So that's when I created the clothing to go along with that album, and it just sprung from there, and everybody gravitated towards the clothing and liked the brand, and I just was like, you know what, this is the thing, this is the time. let's go.
I think people need to recognize that and dig a little deeper on that. Like, even social is not the same as it was. Like, it's not all about reels. Like, when reels first came out, that's all everybody was doing.
Yeah.
And, like, the algorithm pushed that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely switched. Right now it's about photos and comments, anything with engagement, anything that would transpire, it would cause conversation to transpire. So any type of post in social media that would have a lot of people engaging and into one conversation, that's where it's at.
Got you. No, that makes a lot of sense. I know I'm trying to think of some stuff I seen go
That
viral
was a
this
little
year.
jewel for y'all.
My dude Isaiah, did you see he was in the you know Isaiah Gross?
I think maybe.
Shout out to Isaiah, Husky Pride, but he was at a Eagles game, the Eagles Falcons game. In a Falcons jersey.
Ooh.
Just talking mad shit.
Ooh. He had to go viral.
With
He had to
the
go
with the
viral.
camera going nuts, but it was at the end when they lost, and he's
Oh, wow.
yelling at people and zooming in on their faces and stuff. I'm gonna see if I could. I think they
Oh,
cut the
man.
audio from it, but I'm gonna see if I could clip that. I'll ask
That's
him if
a
I
good-
could throw that in there.
Yeah, that's good.
People want to understand with this, like, there's a formula to stuff that goes viral,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, stuff that you wouldn't plan on. Like, I just switched shirts to throw on the podcast, and I was looking at this one sweater I had. I went viral in it, and I remember my wife was commenting like, "Ooh, that I don't like something with the collar or whatever like that." Like, I didn't choose to go viral that day.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about earlier. You gotta present yourself clean. Did you want to chime in, Paz?
Did you want to chime in over there?
Oh man, I love it. No, I love it. I just had to give when you said, going viral right now. I had to give it viral.
There you go. Yeah, anything with brand. It's funny. I had similarly, I got into design. I was doing audio engineering. I was making music, rapping, and I needed an album cover. And it's funny, people back from that era 15 years ago, still
That was
doing
a rare
artwork.
commodity.
What's that?
I said that was a rare commodity.
What?
Trying to get an album
Oh,
artwork.
album artwork. Yeah, way easier than throwing it into AI or something like that.
Yeah.
But there was a lot that went into it. But I found that lane designing, and that was kind of I was like, all right, this is the voice that I could give to, the valley or whatever it is, from
Definitely.
signs on Hamilton Street to like a few people have logos I did tattooed.
That's major.
So I'm like, that's like you said, going back to legacy.
yeah, that's major.
But thanks for bringing me to that, because I don't think about it enough. Like I live very much in the now, in the moment. I don't think so much about the past or the future. So it's like we're just making content right here. Like we do it well with cameras and lights and all that, because when you get into something that's like your purpose or even just your passion, you got couple things. There's stuff that you like to do. God bless if you could find a passion that's also your purpose.
Definite.
But people don't realize not only does the game change, but you got it's okay to try different things. And like you said, it's the time now for the clothing.
Yeah. And mind you, it's like it's the time for everything. I don't just limit myself. So yeah, the clothing is in right now, but I'm also, like I said, still pushing the music heavily. New album coming out on the way. You know what I mean? New content coming out on the way.
What's the new album called?
Pieces of Me, Proctor, Pieces of Me, Volume 2. You know what I mean? So that'll be dropping sometime this year. Let me work on it, y'all.
That's cool. We got a little lag between when this is going to drop. I'm recorded out to like probably February.
Oh, okay.
This will probably drop a little bit later. So
cool. Around March.
Yeah. For those that don't know, we're recording this.
Dope.
Well, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm very much in the now. I don't know. I know it's January, but I couldn't tell you. I know I just had a birthday. What's it, like the 13th, 14th? I'll be in it, man. I just be in here creating. But run the gamut. So what's your passion? What's your purpose?
All right, so my passion. What's my passion? My passion is to create. That's it. What's my purpose? To elevate. I mean,
I can see that.
So yeah, it's simple as serve.
Because you have the label. So you work with other artists as well.
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, like, sometimes that's hit or miss. But yeah, definitely so. I work with other artists. New High Entertainment. That's the label. It stands for never underestimate his or her intentions. I'm dealing with Becky Narvaez, Leafy LB Bread, and myself right now currently on the roster. Yeah, and that's that.
No, it's good to put yourself in a position to guide others. Like some people don't have, and there's nothing wrong with it, but not everybody could do things multifaceted.
Yeah,
you know what I
definitely
mean?
so.
They can't have this talent. And like I try to tell people, it's funny, my son's into music and a producer was telling him, like, learn the audio engineering, learn stage presence. Like, you don't know which level of artist you're going to be. You get to be Drake, you got to do all that. You got to bring the whole package. Like, Drake's not just like that. Yeah. There's a lot of training, a lot of artist development that goes on with that. So if you could engineer your own mix, that's going to save you like
a lot of time and money.
Yeah, at least let you value your time. So you could say, all right, I'm good at this over here. Yep. I'm really good at writing. So maybe I don't even need to be recording myself. Maybe I just need to work with an artist that could translate what I write. So shout out to you for putting the label together and having some options there.
Yeah. Trying to build a team, man. It's not easy, but it's definitely something that I ain't gonna quit on, you know what I mean? So it's just, I see so much talent throughout the Lehigh Valley, and it's so much people that don't get their shot. And I just feel like we all deserve our chance. You know what I mean? So
you think there's a lot more power for the artists or the like, it always takes a team. For those that don't see off camera, that was Pat Simpson off mic. He's got a camera. Yeah. And then you brought your manager through.
Yeah.
So this is not just like I said, I didn't want to put you in a box of like, what's going on? Oh, what do you?
I thought we was gonna get the manager to step to the mic.
While I'm shouting out.
In due time.
It's all good. It's all good. It's more mysterious if they're off mic, but we got another mic set over there in case you wanted to chime in. Yeah. But I just wanted to look at the whole gamut, and not just that, but there's highs and there's lows. I've been following you on social for, like you said, probably about 2 years now.
Definite.
You know what I mean? And there's definitely a recent resurgence. So that's why I said there's more to it than just I'm having fun. You saw something that worked. You saw some sort of pattern. Even when I talk to you off mic, there's a science behind the stuff that, like, you don't have to plan to go viral, but you've done it a couple of times. So yeah. That's not by chance. Like, that's not luck. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, all right, so I don't know if there's any like real set thing that I'm doing to go viral, so to say. Yeah, I mean, but I will say it's the energy. It gotta be the energy. Yeah, I mean, every time that I do show face and I show up to show out. That's my thing. I don't blend in, I stand out. You know what I mean? Like, I make sure my presence is felt. So I guess that translates on the cameras.
That works well. Yeah, I don't know. As far as my own journey, I got people that'll reach out. They're like, hey, so I saw this. It's like, it's weird. People could follow you on social media and you could make that up. You know what I mean? There's people that have accounts that aren't even like it's them doing it, but it's not their persona. It's a made up name or something like that. And you see that people engage with that and figure it out. This podcast dropping every week, and the little stuff that I throw in there about my personal life, there's people that approach me. They're like, oh, you know, I see you did this, or you did this logo for her. I'm like, I forget. Like, I'm just creating content. I'm like trying to get to know who is Michael, because like you said, pictures and engagement, people would rather just see something real quick, get the dopamine. You're almost like a dopamine dealer at the
just
end of
quick
the day.
fix. Yeah, I'm just giving out quick fixes.
So if we have half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour to really get down to what people want to know.
Definitely.
Like, what kind of mentality does it take to take that risk to go out and be like, all right, I'm going to do almost anything you get into in 2025 is a commodity. Everything.
Yeah, definitely.
I have 2 heat presses over there. Maybe you could show me how to use them. You know what I mean? And then
I can help you.
And then next thing you know, I'll be making clothes and stuff. But I think that sort of, you said something that stuck with me. You said you like creating in the physical.
Yeah, definitely so.
Music's kind of spiritual, kind of auditory. Like
Yeah, but to me, that's still physical.
That's something?
Yeah.
That's to you?
You feel it. You know what I mean? You can't shy away from the fact that when a good song come on that make you feel happy, you jump up and you start smiling. You know what I mean? When one of them songs that come on and make you feel sad, you sit alone in the corner and you start thinking about life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Music is a whole feeling. You feel that. You know what I mean? So it's physical.
Nah, that makes sense. I listen to a lot of music, man. And I didn't even realize it till Spotify started putting out the Wrapped. You know what I mean? They told you, they're like, yeah, you know,
wrapped up, and then you're like, oh wow, that's what I was listening to.
Well, it's like it tells you how much like top 1% of listeners, like for how much music I listen to, and I don't even play it overnight, like when I'm sleeping. Like I'm always attentively listening when I have Spotify. I don't believe in doing like ghost streams. Yeah, exactly. Unless it's like my boy, then I might be like, all right, let me just let it rock out on repeat for a little bit because I know how it works. But they were like, there's very few people in the world that listen to more music than you. So that's another lane I'd love to get into with doing like a little bit of a different lane than I Will Not Lose.
Definitely.
Like something
that's
breaking
dope.
down the music specifically.
That's dope.
Pack this all up, take it to a studio somewhere and kind of do some on-site stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
The last time I saw you was at the Star Awards.
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe.
That was at least the last time I was outside.
You was outside at the Star Awards and I was just passing by. Yeah.
We had the whole podcast running from the VIP lounge. Shout out to DJ Focus. We had the mics and everything. They were interviewing artists off the red carpet.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. That's definitely dope. Star be doing anything. Shout out to the Star folks. Definitely so.
Definitely. So what do you got on the calendar coming up?
Well,
what does a day look like or a week? How many different things do you have your hands in?
Oh man, a lot. All right, so that's where the background folks is going to come in at. You know what I mean? That's where the background folks is going to come in at. So all of the things that I do during the week. One thing I do is I help at the Caring Place. I help doing a food bank and doing a give back with Paz Sampson. Shout out to him. He's in the building. Yeah.
What up, Paz?
Yeah. Good job, Bo. Yeah, we pass out and we feed 50 to 100 families every Tuesday and Thursday. So close to 200 families could be fed every week.
Definitely.
That's beautiful, man. God bless.
For the volunteering.
Definitely. So, throughout that, there's a few other people that I work with as well. Shout out to Talisha Smith, and a few other good people that I work with. But yeah, as a collective, we help each other. We just running around helping each other. Whatever needs done. Say that again, big dog. A conglomerate. Yeah, that's the word for it.
There you go. Conglomerate. That's what's up. That's what's up for sure. And I love it because you don't have to ask anybody to do stuff. Like, if you're willing to work, if you're willing to put the work in, I haven't found anything that's just real easy.
Mm-hmm.
That you can, make a living off of just doing like we had Valerie Bittner up here, and she was like, she's a actress, 13 plus movie credits, and it's like, what do you tell somebody young trying to get into acting? And the parents are like, well, we're just looking to like maybe do it every other weekend and put away money for her college fund. It's like, no, every other weekend doesn't work. Don't work with working out.
Yeah,
that's not gonna.
You gotta be steady. You gotta be consistent on anything you do. You gotta be consistent. Definitely so. Definitely so.
What's some low points of just creation or entrepreneurialism in general, like the risks you take? I mean, do you bat 1,000 on everything?
Sometimes I do. Like that's the bad part. Yeah. Sometimes I do. I've like you said, now I publicly displayed my highs and lows throughout social media within the last 4 or 5 years. So it's no secret that when, it's times that people go through stuff, you take a hit within your company, within your personal life or whatever. And the thing about that is always fighting through it. You always got to fight through it no matter what. You know what I mean? So.
For sure.
Gotta jump through the hurdles like Saquon would. That's gonna go viral. Watch.
Nah, not only does he go viral, but he calls it.
Yeah,
he points it out the stadium and then takes a swing. Oh man, there we go. What's the sound effect?
Boom.
I'm gonna cut that and I'm gonna paste it so I could push a button and just bring that up. That's gonna be part of the show. But no, it's I respect the grind of putting out content and doing social. The one thing, I've shared this with you off mic, the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to say be a slave to it, because you're gonna work, that's still slaving to it, but I don't want to have to be up on something that I'm not interested in.
Yeah, I dig it. There's a lot of people around me right now that'll say the same thing, that they don't want to be too involved in social media because, one, they might not understand it, or two, that's just not what they want to do in life. You know what I mean? And yeah, I get that. But I also tell them same people, like, the things that you see with your eyes, that's what social media would want to see. The things that you think in your head that you would just blurt out, that's what social media would want to hear. You know what I mean? And just an early conversation I was having with my team, my folks, and I was saying, you got to be controversial to go viral. I take that back. You don't always, because there's a lot of motivational speeches that go viral. There's a lot of compassionate or heartwarming things that go viral. So it's,
shout out to Evan Robinson. He put out an apology back when they had that boxing match.
Definite. Shout out to him.
But he put out an apology for calling the woman trans. You remember that whole thing that was going on?
Yeah, that's shaky though.
Yeah.
The Olympic boxing match you was talking about, right?
The Olympic boxing match. Well, no, he came out and first he put a post out.
Was he wrong? Like, was
No, he was wrong, and he apologized for being wrong once he was brought new information to light.
Oh,
He was like, I apologize for saying it's this. You know, first he came out with his thing. You know, people feel a way about a man versus a woman, as they should.
yeah.
But then when you come out and it's like, okay, and then I get all the other stuff they were trying to throw, but he was just like, from my perspective, I'm sorry I said that. And this is that, you know, God gave you a burden to carry that I probably couldn't. And it went viral. It went nuts. He had 20-some thousand shares.
I bet
people
that
from
would
all
go
over
viral.
the world reaching out to him. You know, it's great that you changed your mind and stuff. So no, stuff goes nuts. But to want to feed into, I don't want to say negativity, because there's stuff that I get. I could be passionately mad about something and complain about it online, but like I'm on Threads. I have fun on Threads, and I forget a critique of a logo or something, you know, that I said was the most viral thing that ever went on Threads, and everybody was arguing back and forth whether or not they liked this logo.
You see, but you sparked a conversation for people to talk back and forth. That's all it is. That's really all it is nowadays.
The thing with the podcast is they talk in my inbox. They talk amongst themselves. Like, a podcast is a very, you're not listening. Nobody's sitting in a watch party watching this right now. Unless you throw one and be like, look, move up here on I Will Not Lose. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, let me see what I could do.
Go live. That's dope.
Man.
But no, that's what I'm saying. It's a personal conversation where somebody's like, okay, I could relate with him, or maybe I can't, or maybe by the end of the conversation, if they're still listening, they're like, man, I know something about Michael that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I gotta tap into here so I could comment, but
I don't got good reception down here.
I got barely any battery, but
it's all right. Missed this opportunity.
I'll throw it on in a second because we got a little bit. Hell, I got a whole setup over there. I should have thought about it. I set that up to go live or whatever. But we'll get, I don't know, we'll do something. It might be a missed opportunity, but we got the Saquon. The Saquon clip though. It's all good. We got the Saquon clip. No, so like how much of it is planned? Like when I said one thing adapts to the other. There's traits to being a rapper, being an entertainer. There's inspiring. There's the energy that you give. There's being able to communicate and articulate things.
Definitely.
You know? And I think that can apply to like having a branding, like every artist, regardless, forget rap. In music, you have to have some sort of image or some sort of thing that says that's unique about that person.
Exactly. So you saying how much of who I am was planned?
Well, how much of like knowing, how much did you carry from one thing to the other? Like, it's not like you're starting brand new.
Yeah, endeavors. Not at all. Everything gets carried over in some way, shape, form, or fashion, no matter what I'm doing. Start with my drive, first of all. But even with my creativity, all right, so like I said, my music transpired into the clothing. Everything has to have a grander scheme. So it doesn't matter what my next venture is. My next venture would definitely tie into where I come from. You know what I mean? Just like the social media. Yeah. Just like the social media. It ties into my music. It ties into my energy level on my social media is the energy level that I have on my music. That's what I display. Everything. It's all me. It's all my woven DNA, bro. That's
the freeing part, man. That's what I try to get people to understand. They're like, oh man, wait, he doesn't have sponsors that he has to switch things up for. He can just produce on his own calendar, have guests that he wants to have.
Why
You know what I
not?
mean? Nobody has to agree with it. And not just that, I get to paint a picture. Like I'm gonna have to shout her out. I'm gonna check out on my phone. But this woman I met, one mutual friend through Facebook, asked if who cuts podcast reels, and I got tagged in it. And she dropped a podcast today. I don't want to mess it up. But the podcast is The Hall Closet. I don't want to mess her name up. I'll find it and I'll plug it in post. But she launched her podcast today. This is somebody I would have never been connected with, didn't know beforehand, and now I'm listening to her podcast today. She checked out my page, and I had just said that post that I put about like the people that reach out that say like, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. This inspired me. The people that are going to reach out to you like, yo, I never knew that about, I thought it was all easy. I didn't realize the gears are going behind the scene. Or I didn't know he did. You know how many people tell me, I didn't know you do podcasts?
Yeah.
I didn't know you do design.
Yeah.
I thought you just did podcasts. It's like, I'm glad it looks good enough that you think this is keeping the lights on.
Yeah,
but
right.
no, this
a lot
is
of work comes behind it.
no, this is my service to whatever legacy we're all leaving behind. Is there talents? I want to say God gave me, but he gave me the drive to get good enough at them. Nothing's just God given, but
everything is obtainable from work. Nothing's God given. Everything's obtainable through work. Definitely so.
For me, I need God when I'm at the low points. You know what I mean? Like you feel his presence at the high points. He's definitely there the whole time, but this is not a super spiritual podcast. I like bringing people from different walks of life to see that we all have that fighter mentality. There's all, like Val said, I've worked for everything that I have,
definitely so. I like that.
It's messed me. I want to say Donna Jean. Sorry, I'm not taking attention away from you. I want to go.
You're good.
Yeah, look at that. It's funny.
Donna Jean.
Look, y'all see this? I just opened my Facebook and that's the very first top post. What's the chances that if I swipe up, that's going to be gone? But yeah, shout out to the Hall Closet. Congratulations to Donna Jean on launching. I believe she launched on January 14th. So this will be a top listened podcast by the time our podcast drops, shouting her out. But if I never had the podcast, there's so many people I wouldn't have met. There's so many lanes down. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's not interested in hiring me for branding. Besides somebody saying Tony Ortiz is a good person, sit down with him for coffee. I like the way his mind works. Like, the podcast is the perfect introduction to
who you are.
Let's have a conversation. I've grown it to the point where I could choose who do I want to take 8 to 10 hours and cut up clips and select the perfect things and invite them as collaborators. Like this is going to go live on your page too. That viral one that you called. I'm going to take time cutting that up.
Yeah, man.
What do you got on the calendar for the rest of tonight?
The rest of tonight, I really don't have much on the plate. It's a Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday. Yeah, all the games.
I was asking you that earlier.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I think it's the 14th.
Yeah, I be getting confused. On second,
though, we definitely got the Streetwear
Executive
Charter School.
I definitely was sitting here pulling that up. March 2nd at 12 p.m. The Ultimate Streetwear Expo Spring Edition will be at the Charter Arts School. The Executive Arts School, the Executive Charter School.
Executive Charter Arts School.
Yes, on Union Boulevard in Allentown. So
I'm gonna chop that up so we get it clean.
All right, yeah. Let me say that one more time.
It's Executive Education. 555 Union Boulevard. It's the Ultimate Streetwear Expo Spring Edition.
Yes.
It's free for all families. So y'all come down. It's gonna be music. It's gonna be giveaways. It's gonna be food. It's gonna be a lot going on. So bring the family down and come on and enjoy yourself. Support the local street designers. You're gonna have creators there also doing print and press. So you're pressing clothes on the spot. You're gonna have people with, that do embroidery. That's called that you can link with to help brand and broaden your business. So it's highly
dope.
anticipated that you come on down.
It's the most creative space that we have right now. You have a full fashion show, you have a trade show, and a concert all going on at the same time. That's perfect.
And free for families. March 2nd, mark your calendars, yo.
Mark your
It's
dates.
gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
I will not lose. Gonna be in the house.
I mean, March 2nd, maybe we could do a show from there.
Yes,
Maybe we
sir.
could set everything up.
Yes, sir.
That's far enough out that I could start thinking about it, but for sure. Have maybe we could even live stream.
Yeah,
Definite.
Like we did from
the host there last time, so it'd be dope to have I will not lose.
you had who there last time?
Eric the host.
Oh, definitely. Maybe I'll get him to help me out. Shout out to Eric, the host.
Yes,
we did
sir.
Reggae Fest. Reggae Fest. Were you there? Did I see you? Did I see you there?
I was cooking. I was making the.
That's right. I saw you when I walked down to the car. Yeah.
Sweating like a pig over there.
That was a good day. That was a good day. Shout out to Mike Frisetto. Apparently, I don't know. Let my listeners chime in. Apparently, I sound like Mike on the phone.
He does. Oh my God, this guy. Them two sound like twins. I had to look
funny.
at my phone three
I'm
times.
gonna go back and listen to the episode I had with him when I had him up here.
Yeah.
We'll go back and listen to the episode and see if we sounded pretty similar.
Yeah, you guys do.
That's wild. But again, man, I want to push how freeing it is to be able to have your own voice, be your own person, not have any pressure. I mean, for me, it was like even things like growing my hair out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in my 20s, I was like, oh, nobody's going to hire me. Like you're always thinking in the back of your head, what is it? What does it do?
It took 2020, man. 2020 was the year I was like, you know what? I don't care about nobody else's standards to nothing. I'm going to just do what I feel like doing.
I mean, to an extent, like we were saying, I still made sure my fingernails were trimmed before we got on there. You can't be like, just do whatever and stuff. And
but
be walking around tacky. But
as far as online, as far as social media and how I approached and presented myself online, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do whatever. I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna do it all.
You got the trademark Black and Miles.
Yeah,
I saw some. I see some stuff that I don't like. I'll go by, I'll see it, and I'll like it real quick, but I don't get in the comments like you were saying about Elon Musk could give away $1 billion to everyone and still have. I was like, I'm not even doing this math like this.
Because it'll get you confused, and then you go comment, and that's where it starts. Right there, I got you. I just wanted you to comment. Look, I just wanted you to comment.
That's one thing I could say. You do the engagement bait well, where some guys, they'll just, like, they'll go in a design thread, and they'll be like, yo, I love Canva. I'm like, come on, you're baiting people. Like, you know what you're trying to do, but your conversation is fun to be a part of.
One of my biggest debates every year I do it. You can ask a few local guys around, but I'll say, I'm the top 5 local rappers. I'm the best. Ain't nobody rap better than me, man. What?
Yeah,
starts up a whole big uproar every year.
I've tried to avoid the top 5 conversation on this podcast since I started for 2-3 years. Who do I think
is the best 2 rappers?
Well, I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna cut that part out. Nah, watch. I'll do like little, like it speeds by, like we just talked about it, but it was redacted.
That's fire.
I'll beep it and stuff like that. But
that's fire.
No,
that's gonna go viral.
I can say on my Spotify rap. You know what? This will set out. Here's what I will say. This 2 local artists were on my Spotify rap top 5. So there was 2 local artists, and last year there was a number 1 that was my local artist. So I do listen to a lot of local music.
That's fire.
I love when the top 5 goes nuts and people don't know
who to pick. Yeah.
I do that to go and be like, okay, let me check out. You know what I mean? I've heard of new people.
But you'll say something like that and then figure out through the list, like, all right, I want to check out all y'all. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Well, if a whole bunch of people are saying somebody that I never heard of, I'm going to check it out if it's readily available.
Definitely.
Sometimes they name people. I can't find you on Google. I can't find you. You got no presence on Spotify. So I'm like, all right, maybe they're tagging a Facebook, but this person has a name. I'll go to the Facebook and see if the people talk anything about music. But there's 50. About 35 top 5. But no, it's good. I don't rap anymore, but I have a mic. And whenever people are like, nobody does anything for artists or anything, I pack up all this equipment, go to artist studio. You know, shout out to FaZe. We did his breakdown of the 0 to 1 album. That was just off this. That's a video that exists now that if you go and you search, it comes up. Like it's part of the legacy, and it's a monetized video. So it's sharing revenue with the artist. So maybe not a lot of people are doing stuff, but but there's somebody doing something. Yeah. There's a lot of people doing stuff. Like, let's be honest, there's a lot of people in radio but at the end of the day, radio is a business too. Yeah. And you got to play your cards right to get in the radio. I mean, if you have a hit, you don't really got to play cards. Like if you're holding on to a ace royal flush, I mean, I'm not a poker player, but there's certain ways to get in. You can't show up to the casino with no cards, no money, and be like, let me borrow your cards and let me do what's up. Now, if I got half a deck of cards because I've been saving and doing it, someone might meet you with the other half. And that's what people don't understand. Don't realize, they don't get that part. They just think that the music is just supposed to get there. Like, it's supposed to pop right away. It doesn't happen like that. Not at all. I haven't seen it happen for anyone. But no, I don't know. I'll agree. There is a mentality that needs to be taken out. Like you said, we work with everyone. We grow. We're just driving around trying to see people help. There is platforms for that. There is, the algorithm doesn't have to push it, but people know. In the conversations off these mics, people know who Paz is, what he does, what he's about. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to put on the persona. Even if he wasn't posting that stuff, somebody's posting it for him of him being there. Like, I remember I took a year off Facebook and people were still tagging me in stuff. Like I didn't have a page, I wasn't posting, but people would still see me and be like, oh, you're doing this. Everybody has cameras. You don't know if you're going to end up on someone's wall for what you're doing. Exactly. Yep. Just do it. Keep doing it. You want to chime in? Go ahead. Y'all gotta realize I can't see you. I just see his eyes looking over there.
I just gave him a thumbs up. I don't know.
Oh, bad. Yeah, no, definitely. He's killing it. We locked in. I like to create the long form content because more people will see the clips. More people will be like, oh, wow, they was up there goofy. They see a clip of us laughing. They'll be like, oh, they didn't talk nothing serious at all. But then there's going to be the few people that be like, nah, I want to check out that. You know what I mean? See what they was talking about. Nah, we're going to get more than a few. Yeah. We're going to get more than a few.
They're going to laugh now, cry later. They're going to see
yeah, man.
Actions must speak louder than our words.
Word.
Yeah, no, I believe in that. Actions speak louder than words. But I'll let you get another chance to promote anything else got coming up. And then we'll kind of land the plane. Yeah, definitely. I want to promote first and foremost Mark Goods LLC, wholesale and liquidation. I want to plug in the fact that we got the Ultimate Streetwear Expo coming up on March 2nd.
Legacy music. www.legacybrandstore.com. And shout out to the wardrobe collection, you know what I mean? The creators collection. I create. Yeah. Whole team.
I need something in this lime green.
You need something in that lime green? That's possible.
Yeah. Even if you use it as an accent, like if you do something with like a dark gray or something, use this as an accent.
That's definitely possible.
But,
I got you.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'll promote it, shout it out. We'll talk a little bit off camera too. I know there were some things we wanted to talk about business partnerships and things we could do. So, we got it plugged.
Definitely.
Make sure you check out Bo Proctor.
Yeah, check me out on YouTube, Bo Proctor. Check me out on Facebook, Bo Proctor.
Like this, trending right now.
Times like this, that's that hit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Stay tuned.
Dropping soon.
Yeah, very soon. Yeah, very soon. Very soon. Y'all gonna remember me.
Definitely appreciate the opportunity over here, man. Definitely.
For sure, man. For sure. We'll leave out with can we throw that video on? You got you got rights monetized and everything like
definitely
that?
Definitely so. Yes,
Word,
sir.
I'll go ahead and throw that in. Then we can share monetization on this video.
Yeah.
At least on Facebook.
No doubt.
I'm not there with YouTube yet, but this video will exist when I will be. So
yeah. Why ain't you on YouTube?
No, I'm on YouTube heavy, but
monetization ain't there yet.
It's way easier on Facebook, and Facebook pays way more. Like YouTube's bugging, but we'll get it up. This video will get us over 1,000 subscribers, and we'll go from there.
No doubt.
All right, thank you for listening to another episode of I Will Not Lose. Check out IWillNotLosePodcast.com. Talk to you soon. Thank you for listening to another episode of I Will Not Lose Podcast. To support the show, visit IWillNotLosePodcast.com. You can subscribe to your favorite podcast player, share the episode link, leave a comment. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. And if you're listening in and can't see the QR code for donation, go to tothedesigner.com/links, and there's instructions to donate up there. Thanks so much.